What's going on, guys? Matty here from DCLblogger.com. Going to be doing a Q&A and a bit of a breakdown for the Metakey project. It's been like a good 24 hours or maybe 36 hours now since we launched, kind of breaking down what this project is, what it means, and going through a bit of a list of questions that were asked before, and trying to just break down and answer some of the questions and provide a little bit more content onto what the project is. So I think some of us have been in this space for a year, maybe 3 years, maybe you guys are new. And NFTs or like blockchain technology has come to be known as something more to like kind of either collect or flip for profit, right? Which is great, like that's the world of opportunity that we're in. But I think like a lot of us are realizing there's so much that can be done with these projects. And so it just kind of makes sense to play with what else is available in this space. So I thought to myself, why not have like this key that you can use to connect all of the existing projects. So for example, Decentraland is going to grow and become big. There's going to be hundreds of probably games and conference centers and all sorts of things there. The Sandbox is going to do the same. The Somnium Space is doing the same. CryptoVoxels is doing the same. There's massive communities there. There's all these OpenSea platforms. There's all these platforms out there. And if you guys have noticed and you've been in this space for a while, you'll notice that an NFT is actually what's called interoperable between multiple platforms. So for example, on OpenSea, you can list it for sale there, or you can also list it for sale on Super Rare. You can take it to Rareable. And so different platforms can read in your wallet and say, hey, you've got this key, this NFT or this token, fungible or non-fungible. And then you can give like a special kind of, a use case for it. In the case of Decentraland, sometimes they allow you to add that art onto the wall. So that's one of the use cases, right? Super Rare doesn't allow you to do that. So it's kind of like a play and an interesting kind of venture into that area to hopefully push the space forward to be like, all right, wait a second. All right, we're dropping art. It's got great collective value, yes. But what else can be done? Maybe we can use it as a ticket somewhere. Maybe we can use it to get discounts or something. So there's an idea that a couple of us had here, and and this is a project where the idea is to get people to purchase the Metakey and then use that funding to basically hire out and build a community, and then take that community to different places where the Metakey is integrated. And hey, this cool Samsung, released new digital screens. Maybe we can partner with Samsung and be like, hey, for the Metakey holders, why don't you do a 10% off for this certain duration, everything is possible, physical world and real world. And this is where I want to explore like what the use case value of this space is. It's 100 times more than what we're seeing at the moment. Although a lot of respect to the art community and the art platforms and whatever is existing right now, there's a lot of they pioneered the way. I just feel like there's so much more that can be done. So let's try and accelerate that with a project like this. So I've got a bunch of questions as well here, and I'll go through, what they mean. I'll try and answer them. But first of all, so we launched the Metakey project. You can get one of 3 Metakeys, and we'll be launching them right after the other. So what is the difference between the first 3 editions and the later editions? So the concept of the Metakey was everyone at any time can buy a Metakey and join in, right? So whether you're in now or whether you're in 3 years later, when you get the Metakey, there's tons of stuff that you can do. Now, that proposes the question, what do you get by getting a Metakey now? So the kind of solution to that was originally, why don't we make the supply of the first 3 editions really, really small? So there's only 500 of the first Genesis piece, which you can see on the screen here. This really awesome piece was made by Alan Bolton, who I've seen his art before, and I just loved the 3D style. And then we had the Artifact Studios do the second one. We've got a really cool artist that's doing the third. You're going to be mind blown. And so each of these will have much less supply from the rest. Because obviously once we do like a macro supply, so after the first one has 500, the second one has 750, the third one has 1,000. Now the fourth one is just going to have like 5,000 plus, maybe even 10,000 plus, all right? But it's not going to be rare to see someone that, when you go into Decentraland, that has an avatar that has that one. It's going to be different to seeing someone that has an avatar that has the Genesis piece avatar, right? And so, once the space is like 50,000 people had to have the Metakey, there's only going to be 500 that have the Genesis piece. There's only going to be 1,000 that have the third edition. You see what I mean? So there's that collective value that you get by being first. And it's kind of like our way to appreciate that you guys were here and early and funded the project, and provide like something special. And it's also, you guys are early, and I love the conversations we're having in Discord. It's a lot about what do we do with this stuff? Like, how do we build a community? What's some cool, fun things? And I already mentioned, like, why don't we have a certain channel where we start breaking down NFT projects, or we bring it to our attention. We can start doing clubhouses, start doing Decentraland exclusive events. We can start like having small integrations here and there just to showcase what's going on. But anyway, and there's also, just to put a bit of a icing or a cherry on top, is we're going to be doing not just the fact that you have less supply with the first 3 editions, but I'm thinking we can take it a step further and to further reward or incentivize anyone that's purchased any of the 3, is to give like a special physical something. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's a collective value thing that you can have that is going to be the only physical item at a collective value that you'll have for these 3 editions. And anyone that gets the 4th edition onwards, it's not for them. It's only for these first 3 editions. Anyone that gets the 4th edition onwards, that is literally just, you're joining the partners, you get all the perks. But anyone that did the first 3 editions, they get this physical token, this physical piece, and also potentially an NFT drop for the first 3. So we're looking at these further ways to reward and incentivize the first piece holders. So at a macro level, this space isn't really to just invest. Like, these keys are not investments, actually. They're just buy, and holy crap, I can do all of these things with this key. Kind of like why you'd buy a course. You buy a course, some people pay $1,000 for a course, which is literally just 30 videos. Now, you don't see that money back. You just have that course content. Once you read it, that's finished. But what if you had a Metakey that unlocks course content, that unlocks other course content that people that I collaborate with? It's like this one-stop key that unlocks all this stuff that suddenly we can integrate on the back end. So you're meant to use these keys. Now, I understand the current demographic is all about kind of purchasing and flipping. And, you can do that if you want to, but I'm not going to discourage that because, at the end of the day, making money is at the heart of crypto. It's always been that. And it's really cool. And that's why I was so excited, is that now we're kind of transitioning into the bit more emotional side of things, a bit more artistic, and that's creative, and that's awesome. But now it's more like you're buying something because you can actually do a ton of stuff with it, right? It's going to make sense to, hey, Maddie, instead of buying this course that I get nothing with, I'm going to buy this Metakey that unlocks this course and unlocks 100 different courses, potentially 100 different things in discounts and airdrops, potentially integrations and cool gaming things. It's like this one key that does many things. Anyway, that's the idea. Will later suppliers have less utility? No. So the idea is that the interoperability is going to be the same across the board, in the sense that anyone, Metakey holders in this project can access, can access the room, and then you're going to have, maybe Justin Blau's club, we can make it like the Metakey has access to that once every 2 weeks, and we can host events there exclusively. Anyone can go in there. The only differences it will have is probably aesthetically. Like, if we start to, maybe we do a partnership with Ethermon, where you have like a mon that you can get that is different based on the Metakey that you own, right? Maybe, or like you have a blue cap that's different. Maybe one's blue, one's red, one's green, based on which one you have. So aesthetically, it'll look different. Is it possible to have discounts on physical item stores as well? Absolutely, in the works. I think the coolest thing in this space is the digi-physical kind of interaction and integrations that we're seeing. Like, for example, in MetaFactory, you buy the physical hoodie, but in Decentraland, that hoodie turns into an NFT, a wearable, or in the crypto voxels, it turns into a wearable. So you're like getting multiple items, really, right? And so, like, you can imagine if you have this key, then I don't see why not into the future, 3-4 years from now, e-commerce stores, I don't see why they won't integrate the fact that you can start to take this key around and give you like 10% off, right? So physical stores absolutely will be the play. As they come to us, I can go to them and say, hey, let's take it a step further. And my network's pretty good in the crypto space and the NFT space. I'm pretty well connected. I've been talking to some pretty massive companies about integrations. And I think if I continue to grow my brand, those partnerships should become more and more larger, right? So that's that. What are partners offering? So each partner is doing something different. It's kind of like a play on an integration. So for example, in the Meta Factory, where you can buy specific hoodies and shirts, we can say, hey, if you have the Metakey, only then can you buy these designer things, or maybe even just get a massive discount on their stores. So some of them are getting discounts, some of them will give you special designs, some of them will get special looks. So for maybe some car game, it'll be like a different car. Some of them are doing token airdrops. Let's look at the partner list actually. Yeah, like, with Metakey QandA, I'll be working with, just some content. AxiGG are doing Leet Gaming, Leet, which is like another merchandise company. OpenSea was talking to them. Maybe they can integrate like a special badge that you get when you're using OpenSea. Zapify, potentially another data dashboard. Sandbox, we can maybe do an airdrop of some avatars, or maybe we can go and have like a special use case in a bunch of their games. Decentraland, same case. Webiverse, same case. All sorts of things. Like, everyone's doing something different, and I think it's kind of weird to think like, what are they doing? And that's what at some level they're kind of up in the air. But there's so many cool things that can be done. So for example, with the MetaZone, which MetaZone is a project where you can go and buy you can buy metas, and metas are like things like games and building and stuff that you can buy and then deploy on your land. So totally going to commission a bunch of different metas that are exclusive to Metakey holders. So if you own decentralized land, then it's going to make sense to own the Metakey, because it's going to have an exclusive library for you guys. So we'll keep commissioning cool builds. So technically, like, we'll be paying and sustaining to a certain level some developers that will be in return providing much more value for Metakey holders. And Decentraland is not going to be the only virtual space that's going to be popular. There's going to be many others. Will that be different? What are the partners offering? Will that be different for different key holders? I think I answered that. So different key holders, depending on what it is, access or the aesthetics, it may look different. Can you sell the key? Yes, you can. That's the whole point of an NFT or a token, is that you can sell it. It attaches a token to anything digital, so which now can be bought and sold on a marketplace. If so, what do you mean by special perks? So, like I said, special perks meaning aesthetically it'll look different. You might have special access. We're trying to make it so that not everyone doesn't feel excluded. At the end of the day, like, what normally happens is that the first people that participate in the pre-sale just get all the value. And so the project isn't sustainable after like the third or fourth release. And we need to change that, because these projects need to last on a utility level for years and decades. And people coming in 5 years from now should be like, holy crap, this is awesome, right? But at the same time, we need to make you guys special. So to be honest, like, the collective value you will get from the early editions will be much more if this project was to, start to sell like 10, 15,000 Metakeys, and holy crap, you have a supply of 500, or those artists as well. Those artists might become really, really popular and big. Artifact Studios might go on to become like, who knows, the next Apple or something, and you've got like their special Metakey. There's a lot of collective value in these as they grow. What are the sale price? Are there immediate uses, or will they be popping up over time? They'll be popping up over time. So there's partnerships that we've reached out to. We're going to probably spend the first month in community development and just making sure there's admins in there, making sure there's small things like, Clubhouse events, making sure there's small things like Decentraland events. We'll be slowly rolling out some integrations just to showcase what can be done, but we will really start hitting like third or fourth gear in the second and the third month, as we start to get these integrations into fruition. Can I buy more than one? You can buy as many as you want. That's the, will you have more perks if you buy one? No. You'll only have the same perk if you buy one. But if you go to Rarible and you go to the Metakey, all of these, basically the first edition has already sold. Let this thing load. Rarible kind of has some funny UI. It's nice, but it's also a little bit confusing. But you can see 275 out of 750 left. Oh no. I don't even understand what's going on. Well, basically everyone's trying to flip these first edition ones. But you can buy at any time. You can buy these, the second edition one, which is still for sale for 0.2 Ethereum. So there's 750 of these, as you can see, and there's 500 of these. So this is from the primary market, and this is from the secondary market. And I guess one way to make sure that it's from the primary market is you can see this right here, creator, collection, and the owners as well. Right. Anyway, you can buy it straight from there. You can buy as many as you want. So if you click buy, then you can put 50, 10, whatever you want in this, and you click I understand and can cancel. I understand and continue. Don't worry about this. This creator is not verified. I don't know why we're not verified on Rarible for this, but we're verified as a collection, but not a creator. Don't know why. Can I buy more than one? Answer that. Is there a point in buying all three? Yes, we're going to be giving a special collector piece, whether digital or physical, for those that collect all three. So it's all about scarcity, guys. It could look like crap, but at the end of the day, because there's only like 5 or 10 of them, that whoever collects all three, it'll be more valuable as the project goes on to become amazing. So it's about like, what can we provide that's cool and rare and scarce? So yes, there will be something for people that own all three. So there'll be something for people that own each one, and something that will be there for people that own all three. But you'll have to claim it, because obviously not everyone wants to give their address. You'll have to claim it to get that that bonus. Will the Metakey become more valuable? There's those mechanics built into it. Let's see what happens. Will the Metakey become more valuable? What's the value proposition for partners? Well, it's kind of like, we are a community run or focused project. So for example, at the end of the day, there'll be a bunch of people that will be in our Discord that will be connected to the Metakey, which will be running all sorts of social events through the metaverse and maybe offline, but across the Web3verse. And the partners, like when they're launching new projects, it'll make sense to appeal to us as a community and say, hey, like if you're a Metakey holder, you come to us and you can get all this stuff. So that's, I guess, the value proposition for partners. Are you guys well funded? Yeah, we're pretty well funded. I mean, we have raised a decent amount of money. Now it's about like building these integrations and like working them through. I think we have good funding for the next 2 to 3 years with what we already have, not including anyone that will buy from here onwards. Although like the Metakey is forever available, right? In terms of the larger edition sizes when we release them. Are you guys, how long will integrations take? As I said, the first month we're going to be focused on the community and like small perks here and there in terms of just like providing information maybe through a channel. So if you're in the Discord, and you verified yourself as a Metakey holder, then you'll have like this special channel. I don't know why my laptop's just gone really slow. Ooh. Okay, I don't know what's going on there, but like you'll have like this special section which you will have special channel access. So you can connect your Metakey to your Discord. Are you guys hiring? Yes, we are hiring. And what we're looking for are people that can manage the community, so admins, event organizers. We have 100 Twitter DMs to go through, and I'll be going through that as soon as I can after this video. This was my priority. But we need like full stack developers. We need all kinds of people, all kinds of talent. So if you have any of that to offer, please DM us on the Metakey. Where is the Metakey? On the Metakey, please DM us there, and we'll get in touch. So anyway, guys, that's it. I'm honored to have you guys join the journey, and whoever bought the Metakey, thank you. You guys have seen my brand very long time. Like I've been putting out content, will continue to do so. But at the back of that, hopefully there'll be this community that we will be working through all sorts of events, and we'll be actually utilizing these keys across the space in forms and ways that we haven't really imagined yet. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, hope that answers some questions. I'll do some more Q&A in time as they pop up. But yeah, see you guys in the Discord.